But why is the existence of that feeling of inferiority and that community feeling linked to not accepting the need for approval? Approving each other should actually strengthen the connection.
Well, at this point, it would behave you to recall the five stages of problem behavior.
Right.
Uh,
I have them written down here in my notebook.
The goal of the students running about is their demand for admiration and their launching into attention during drawing and power struggles. Do you remember?
They want to be recognized and they want to gain a special position within the classroom. That's right, isn't it?
Yes. Now, what is gaining a special position? Why do they seek to do that? What is your view on this?
I suppose it's because they want to be respected, to be viewed as superior, and that sort of thing.
Strictly speaking, no. In Adlerian psychology, a human being's most fundamental need is a sense of belonging. In a word, we do not want to be isolated. We want to have the real feeling that it's okay to be here because isolation leads to social death and eventually even to biological death. Now, how can they gain a sense of belonging? By gaining a special position within the community, by not becoming everyone else.
By not becoming everyone else.
That's right. Their irreplaceable this me must not become everyone else. They must secure a place to be that can be all their own at any time. They must not allow any wavering in their sense of belonging, that it's okay to be here.
If that's the case, it proves my point even more. By praising them and fulfilling their earnest need for approval, one conveys to them, you are not an incomplete being, and you have worth. There is no other way.
You are wrong, unfortunately. If they proceed in that direction, they will not be able to realize their true worth.
Why is that?
There is no end to approval. So they get praised and approved by others. As a result, they may find some fleeting realization of their own. Any joyful feeling thus gained, however, will be nothing more than something granted from outside them. They will now, they will know different from clockwork dolls that do not move unless another person winds them.
Uh, Maybe so, but
The person who is capable of feeling truly happy only upon being praised will seek to get saved more until the very last moment of their life. Such a person, having been left in the position of dependence, will lead a life of ceaseless seeking, a life without a fulfillment.
then,
Then what should one do? Yeah.
then what should one do?
Instead of seeking approval, one has to approve oneself with one's own mind.
Approve oneself?
Having another person decide the worth of me, that is dependence, or determining the worth of me, oneself, which is called self-reliance. If one were to ask which choice leads to a happy life, the answer should be clear. Your worth is not decided by someone else.
That's impossible. We don't have confidence in ourselves. And that's exactly why we need approval from others.
That is probably because we don't have enough courage to be normal. It's okay to be just as we are. Your place to be is there without needing to be special being or being outstanding in any way. Let's accept our ordinary selves, ourselves as everyone else.
I am an ordinary everyone else without any outstanding qualities.
Aren't you?
Haha, making such insults comes perfectly naturally to you, doesn't it? That's the greatest insult I have ever received in my life.
It is not an insult. I am a normal person, and being normal is an aspect of individuality. It is nothing to be ashamed about.
Enough of your wisecracking, you sadist. What person today would not take being told you are a common, ordinary human being as an insult? What person would be comforted by hearing that's individuality too and take you seriously?
If you feel insulted by these words, you are probably still trying to be special. Consequently, you seek approval from others. Consequently, you seek to gain admiration and draw attention and continue to live within the framework of problem behavior.
Stop it. Stop messing around.
Look, instead of placing worth on being different from people's place, worth on being yourself. That is truly individuality, a way of living in which instead of being yourself, you compare yourself to others and try to accentuate only your difference in just a way of living in which you deceive both others and yourself.
You are saying, rather than laying emphasis on my difference from others, place worth on being myself, even if that's mediocre.
Yes, because your individuality is not something relative, it is absolute.
Well, let's talk about the conclusion I have arrived at with regard to this individuality and such. It is a conclusion that would seem to indicate the limitations of school education.
Hmm, I would like to hear about it. That problem behavior is not directed at you. So I'll take a pause here and explain what we are reading. We are reading a book called The Courage to Be Happy. So, what is this courage to be happy? The courage to be happy is to find yourself. And the beautiful part about finding yourself, it is the biggest journey. So, we are currently reading a dialogue. It's a two-volume dialogue. It's a dialogue happening between a young teacher who is a youth. In this case, I have Gurdeep, who is the teacher, who is working as a youth in a school. She's seen problem behavior in a classroom, and she's trying to discuss this with the philosopher, a senior person, a philosopher, a guru, as to why do we have problem behavior in a class. Problem behavior class में क्यों होता है? क्यों बच्चे वायलेंटली रिएक्ट करते हैं? क्यों बच्चे मिसबिहेव करते हैं? और क्यों हम इस परिस्थिति को संभाल नहीं पाते? ऐसा क्यों होता है कि बच्चे डिस्ट्रक्टिव हो जाते हैं? ऐसा क्यों होता है कि बच्चे अपने आप पे भी कई बार ऐसा हार्म ले आते हैं? और इन चीजों को सॉल्व करने के लिए पहले हमने एक पूरा वॉल्यूम पढ़ा, एक पूरी किताब पढ़ी जिसका नाम था द करेज टू बी डिसलाइक्ड। ये किताब मैं लाया था, मेरे पास थी, आज सुबह मैंने किसी को दी, कैंपस में है। अगर आप इसको देखना चाहें तो दीक्षिता मैम के साथ चेक कर लेना, मैंने उनके डेस्क पे रखी थी। किताब का नाम है द करेज टू बी डिसलाइक्ड। इसका मतलब हमारे पास शक्ति होनी चाहिए कि हमें कोई नापसंद करे, या जब कोई हमें क्रिटिसाइज करे, आपकी जो क्रिटिसिज्म है या जो आपकी त्रुटियां निकालता है वो आपका सबसे प्यारा होता है। ये चीज देखिए, तो फिलोसफर ने एक पूरी किताब में समझाया टीचर को कि हमारे पास ऐसी क्षमता होनी चाहिए कि हम बेइज्जती, जिसको आप कहते हैं, या जिसको हम कहते हैं, ऐसा बल होना चाहिए कि हम किसी भी प्रकार की अपनी गलती को पेश करने के या अपनी क्रिटिसिज्म के या क्रिटिक को एक्सेप्ट कर सकें और उससे सीख सकें। टीचर्स के साथ सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है स्कूल में कि जब वो किसी को क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, वो कई बार अहम को ठेस लग जाती है, और जब अहम को ठेस लग जाती है तब उसे संभालना बहुत मुश्किल होता है। और इसके लिए हमको करेज चाहिए, इसके लिए हमको आत्मबल चाहिए। और ये स्थिति संभालनी बड़ी मुश्किल होती है क्लास में, क्योंकि बच्चा सोचता है उसको टीचर पसंद नहीं करती। आज इससे पहले वाला सेशन भी तकरीबन ऐसा था, जब हम वांटेड बैक बेंचर लास्ट रैंकर टीचर वृंदा मैम के साथ पढ़ रहे थे। उसमें भी क्लासरूम की जो बिहेवियर है उसी पे एड्रेस किया जाता है, और टीचर कैसे उसको हैंडल करती है, उसको बच्चों का कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे आता है, कैसे वो टीचर बच्चों को जीतती है और आगे चलती है। इस हिसाब से उन्होंने हमको वो इंसिडेंट्स बताए थे। अब हम क्या करते हैं इस किताब में, जब हमारे पास ऐसी करेज आ गई कि हमें कोई क्रिटिसाइज कर सकता है हमारे भले के लिए, तो हम अपनी खुशी के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं। ये एक सेकंड वॉल्यूम है, इसका नाम है द करेज टू बी हैप्पी। ये हम सेकंड वॉल्यूम पढ़ रहे हैं। इस सेशन जो 5:30 बजे सैटरडे को होता है, इसको हम बोलते हैं मास्टर क्लास। ये मास्टर क्लास क्यों बोलते हैं, उसका भी नाम है, कारण है, क्योंकि ये यंग पर्सन, जो यूथ है, जो टीचर बनना चाहता है, अपने मास्टर के पास जाता है, अपने गुरु के पास जाता है, और गुरु रात भर दिए के पास बैठ के अपने शिष्य, जो यंग टीचर है, उसके मन की बातें, उसकी दिमागी हालत को एक तरीके से समझने की कोशिश करता है और उसको काउंसल करता है। ये एक काउंसलिंग की व्याख्या है। आगे चलें गुरदीप।
Yes, sir. I have been uncertain all along whether I should say this or not. But here we are. It's time to come clean. Somewhere inside me, I'm feeling that school education has limitations.
Limitations?
That's right. For us educators, there is a limit to what can be done.
What do you mean?
In the classroom, there are bright and extroverted students, and there are modest, inconspicuous students too. To use Adler's terminology, everyone has their particular lifestyle or worldview. No one is the same. That's individuality, right?
राइट। एक हमने बड़ी अहम बात गुरदीप ने कही, जो मेरी यंग टीचर है, गुरदीप टीचर है नोएडा में एक स्कूल में। वो कहती है क्लासरूम में ऐसे बच्चे होते हैं जो साक्षात होते हैं, जो अपने आप को एक्सट्रोवर्ट या ऐसा समझते हैं कि वो सबके साथ रिलेशनशिप बना सकें, जो समूह में रह सकते हैं। फिर ऐसे होते हैं जो समूह में रहना पसंद नहीं करते, जो अपने में रहना पसंद करते हैं, और कहते हैं हमें कोई देखे ना। जैसे आप लोगों में से कोई पीछे बेंच पे बैठ के मेरी नजरों से दूर रहना चाहते हैं, और ऐसे ही कोई लोग मेरी नजरों में रहना चाहते हैं। तो जो एडलर हैं, वो एक दुनिया के व्याख्यात साइकोलॉजिस्ट और फिलोसोफर हैं, और उन्होंने बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज कही कि हर एक का अपना अपना दुनिया में जीने का, रहने का, व्यवहार करने का तरीका होता है, और इसे इंडिविजुअलिटी कहते हैं। गुरदीप, क्या मैं हिंदी में समझा पाया हूं?
Yes, sir. Very clearly. Yeah.
अब हम आए फिलोसफर। मैं फिलोसफर हूं, मेरा नाम है संदीप दत्त, और यूथ है गुरदीप, जो एक स्कूल में वाइस प्रिंसिपल भी है।
Then, where do they get those lifestyles from? Without question, it is from their families.
Indeed, the influence of the family is quite strong.
The students spend the better part of each day at home and they share everyday life itself with their families in impossibly close quarters under a single roof. Some parents are passionate about education, and some are passive when it comes to child rearing. Many households have divorced or separated parents or have lost a parent. There are differences in economic status too, of course, and there are also parents who abuse their children.
Yes, unfortunately, there are.
On the other side of things, the period of time that we teachers can commit to each students is the scant few years until they graduate. Compared to the parents who can give almost a lifetime of commitment, the preconditions differ too greatly.
अब टीचर गुरदीप एक बड़ी अच्छी चीज कहती है, वो कहती है हम टीचर तो थोड़ा सा समय दे सकते हैं बच्चों को, परंतु पेरेंट्स लोग के पास तो बच्चे बहुत समय रहते हैं और उनकी हमारे से एक्सपेक्टेशंस भी बहुत ज्यादा होती है। तो वो फिलोसफर से पूछती है इसका हम क्या कर सकते हैं। तो फिलोसफर उसको कहता है एंड व्हाट डू यू कंक्लूड फ्रॉम दैट, क्योंकि गुरदीप ने बोला कि पेरेंट्स के पास ज्यादा समय होता है, बच्चे उनके पास रहते हैं। ओवर टू यू गुरदीप।
First of all, the kind of broadly defined education that would include personality formation is the responsibility of the family. In other words, in the case of a violent problem child, it is the parents who must assume the unequivocal responsibility of having raised such a child. There can be no mistaking
Yeah, Gudeep, I want to do a
un
pause.
yeah, yeah,
The word is
unequivocal.
unequivocal, not equiable.
Unequivocal.
अनइक्विवोकल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, आप इसका मतलब समझा सकेंगी? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड है पेरेंट्स के लिए और हम टीचर्स के लिए जो पेरेंट्स पहले हैं। मुझे बड़ा असमंजस में पड़ जाता हूं जब मुझे टीचर कहते हैं पेरेंट ने ये कहा। अरे भाई, पहला पेरेंट तो टीचर ही है, तो कैसे मुझे कह सकता है कि उसकी पेरेंट के साथ रिलेशनशिप नहीं बनी? क्योंकि टीचर, हर एक पेरेंट टीचर है, हर एक टीचर पेरेंट है। ये दुनिया में बड़ी गरीब, अजीबो गरीब परिस्थिति हो गई है कि ये हम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं समझ पा रहे। तो गुरदीप ने बड़ा अच्छा लफ्ज यूज किया, अनइक्विवोकल। देखो, वर्ड लंबा है, वर्ड कठिन है। मैंने उसको कैसे पढ़ा? धीरे धीरे पढ़ा, सांस लेके। अनइक्विवोकल, ये 3 वर्ड से बना है ये वर्ड। अनइक्विवोकल, इसका मतलब कि 100%। गुरदीप, क्या
Yes, sir.
मतलब मैंने सही बताया?
Yes, sir. Means clear cut.
क्लियर, एब्सोल्युटली। आगे पढ़े। देयर
There can be this to be the responsibility of the school. Therefore, the role that is expected of us teachers is one of narrowly defined education. That is to say, education on the level of curriculum. We cannot get any more involved than that. I feel quite ashamed about this conclusion, but it is the reality.
आई सी, Adler would probably reject this conclusion out of hand.
Why? How?
because it must be said, the conclusion you have drawn disregards the personalities of the children.
It disregards their personalities.
In Adlerian psychology, we regard all manner of human words and actions in terms of interpersonal relationships. Pause here. आज दोपहर के सेशन में वृंदा मैम ने इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप का महत्व बताया था। ये हमारे साथ टीचर्स एकेडमी में अक्सर होता है। आप मानोगे नहीं, पिछले सैटरडे को टीचर्स एकेडमी में हमने एक सेशन किया था प्रोडक्टिव फेलियर पे, और जो उस सेशन में हम कर रहे थे वो साथ साथ हमारी किताब में चल रहा था, वांटेड बैक बेंचर लास्ट रैंकर। हम महीने में 3 बजे दोपहर को एक गेस्ट बुलाते हैं रिलेशनशिप्स बिल्ड करने के लिए अपने पार्टनर्स के साथ। तो लास्ट सैटरडे को हमने एक गेस्ट को बुलाया था फ्रॉम लर्न पीएफ एट सिंगापुर। लर्न पीएफ इज एन ऐप। पीएफ स्टैंड्स फॉर प्रोडक्टिव फेलियर। थोड़ी देर पहले एक बड़ी अच्छी परिस्थिति थी हमारे इस कक्ष में। आपने देखा कैसे स्नेहा और मनीषा सीखने की कोशिश कर रही थी स्क्रीन पे, कैसे लॉगिन करने की कोशिश कर रही थी। मैं शांति से बैठा रहा आखिरी बेंच पे। मेरे ऊपर आंखें आ रही थी, पर मैंने किसी भी आंख का ध्यान नहीं दिया। मैं अपने में मगन रहा एज अ फिलोसफर, और मैंने कहा इनको अपने आप रास्ता ढूंढ लो। इसको कहते हैं प्रोडक्टिव फेलियर। इसका मतलब उन्होंने ट्राई कर करके रास्ता ढूंढा, और मैंने सेशन को ब्रेक करके रास्ता नहीं निकाला जैसे मैंने प्रीवियस सेशन में किया था। मैं आपको असलियत और लाइफ के चैलेंजेस साथ साथ दिखा रहा हूं ताकि हमारी इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप इंप्रूव करें। थोड़ी देर पहले जब आप चाय पीने के लिए जाने लगे थे, मैं इसी कक्ष में था। आपके जाते जाते बाहर मेरी कुछ आपसे वार्तालाप हुई थी, और उस वार्तालाप का मतलब यही था कि हम अपनी इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप्स इंप्रूव करें। उसका मतलब ये नहीं था कि आप अपने चैलेंजेस मुझे दें या मैं अपनी क्रिटिसिज्म आपसे ना सुनूं। नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं था। वो सच्चे दिल से थी, वो मेरे चाहने वाले थे जिन्होंने अपनी डिफिकल्टी मेरे साथ शेयर करी, और मैंने बिहेव ऐसे किया कि मैं उस डिफिकल्टी को समझता नहीं। वो मैंने इसलिए किया क्योंकि मैं प्रोडक्टिव फेलियर की टेक्नोलॉजी जानता हूं, और प्रोडक्टिव फेलियर की टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत सिंपल है कि डायरेक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शंस कभी मत दो, लोगों को रास्ता ढूंढने दो। और जब आप रास्ता अपने आप ढूंढते हैं, जो मेरा ये यंग टीचर यूथ कर रहा है इस वक्त, वो बहुत बढ़िया रास्ता होता है और उसको सफर का आनंद आता है। अब आगे चलो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, when we have a person who has been engaging in risk cutting or other self harm, ऐसा क्लास में होता है जब आप अपने आपको चोट लगाते हैं। We do not regard the conduct as being directed at nothing at all. The act of self harm is directed at someone. You're harming yourself, but you are directing it at someone, just as we saw with the revenge behavior problem. In other words, we think that all words and actions, there is another party at whom they are directed.
And then,
How do the students in your charge behave within their families, on the other hand? This is something that we cannot know. It is doubtful that they have exactly the same face that they do at school, because whether it's the face they show their parents, the face they show their teachers, the face they show their friends, or the face they show their junior and senior schoolmates, no one wears the same face all the time.
well, maybe so.
And now there is a student in your classroom who is repeatedly engaging in problem behavior. At whom is the problem behavior directed? At you, of course.
What?
When the student puts on the mask of the face they show you, they are repeatedly engaging in problem behavior directed at you and no one else. It is not the parent's problem. It is a problem that has arisen entirely within the relationship between you and the student.
Are you saying that their education at home doesn't matter?
You cannot know about that, and we cannot intervene. Regardless, right now, they are facing you and resolving something to the effect of, I am going to disrupt this teacher's class, or I'll disregard the homework this teacher assigns me. Of course, there are cases in which the student is continuing to engage in problem behavior at school and at the same time resolving, I'll be a good child in front of my parents. And this is behavior that is directed at you. You have to take it in, first of all.
It's a task that I have to solve in my class.
You have got it exactly because they are seeking help from you and no one else.
Those kids keep on engaging in problem behavior directed only at me.
Moreover, they are doing it right in front of you and choosing times when it will be within your field of vision. They are looking for a place to be in another world that is not their home, that is to say, in your classroom. Through respect, you have to show them that place to be. We will read one more chapter. Is that okay, Gurdeep?
Yes, sir.
Why a person wants to become a savior?
Adler is utterly terrifying. If I hadn't learned about Adler, I wouldn't need to be struggling like this. I would have guided my students without a doubt in my head, yelling at the ones who should be rebuked and issuing high praise to the ones who should be praised, just as the other teachers do. The students would have been grateful to me, and I would have been able to fulfill the role of teaching as my vocation. More than ever, I wish I had never heard about all these ideals.
It is true that once one learns of Adler's ways of thinking, there is no turning back. There are people who have been exposed to Adler who, just like you, try to brush it off by saying, that's an idealistic theory, or it's unscientific, and yet they can't give up on it. Somewhere inside them, there is a feeling of incongruity that remains. They cannot help but be aware of their lie. Truly, one might call it a strong medicine of life.
Let's sort out the points of discussion up until now. First of all, one must not rebuke children because rebuking is conduct that damages each other's respect. And anger and reprimand are low cost, immature, and violent means of communication. Do I have it right?
गुरदीप जी, यहाँ मैं थोड़ा सा समझाना चाहूंगा क्योंकि हमारे पास टीचर जैसे क्लास में विभिन्न प्रकार के बच्चे होते हैं। मेरी क्लास में भी आज यहाँ पे जयपुर में विभिन्न प्रकार के और विभिन्न प्रदेशों से आए हुए लोग हैं। तो हम सबसे पहले कहते हैं कि हमको बच्चे को मतलब कभी रिब्यूक नहीं करना चाहिए। रिब्यूक का मतलब है उसके अहम को ठेस नहीं पहुंचानी चाहिए, मैं हिंदी में बताऊंगा। और दूसरा, अगर हम उसके अहम को ठेस पहुंचाते हैं, मतलब उसको रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देते, तो बच्चे का कंडक्ट डैमेज हो जाता है। और दूसरा, अगर हम गर्म मिजाज से बच्चे के साथ बात करते हैं, वो एक शॉर्टकट है। शॉर्टकट और हमारी तरफ से एक ऐसी परिस्थिति है कि हम जल्दी और गुस्से में उसके साथ कम्युनिकेट करें, वो भी हल नहीं है। तो बच्चे को डांटना भी हल नहीं है, उसके ऊपर गुस्सा करना भी हल नहीं है। ये पूछा गुरदीप ने मेरे से, क्या वो सच सीख समझ गई है या नहीं? यस बोला मैंने एज अ फिलोसोफर।
And again, one must not praise either. Praising gives rise to the principle of competition within the community and implants in the child a lifestyle are my enemies.
दैट्स राइट।
Furthermore, rebuking and praising, or in other words, reward and punishment, stand in the way of the child's self reliance. Because reward and punishment is a method of trying to keep the child under one's control. And the adult who relies on this conduct is somewhere deep inside afraid of the child's self reliance.
They want the child to stay a child forever. Consequently, they use that reward and punishment to restrain children. Prepared with such excuses as, I am doing it for you, or it's because I'm worried about you. They try to make the child stay a child. This sort of attitude in adults contains no respect, whatever, whatsoever, and cannot be the building of good relationships.
That's not all. Adler denies even the need for approval. He says that we should not seek approval from others, but instead switch to our own approval of ourselves.
Yes, this is a problem that should be considered within the context of self reliance.
I know self reliance is one's own determining of one's worth. The attitude of the need for approval, of trying to get another person to decide one's worth, is just a dependence. That is what you are saying, right?
Yes, some people, on hearing the term self reliance, will only be able to consider its economic aspects. But there are 10-year-old children who are self reliant, and there are people in their 50s and 60s who are not. Self reliance is a matter of the psyche. I'll take a pause here. आत्मनिर्भरता हम सोचते हैं कि एक साक्षात, जैसे हम फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी की बात करने वाले हैं थोड़े दिन में, हम सेल्फ रिलायंस को हमेशा सब इकोनॉमिक्स की तरफ से देखते हैं, पैसे की नजर में देखते हैं कि मेरे पास पैसा है तो सब कुछ है। परंतु सेल्फ रिलायंस का मतलब है हिम्मत। आप में अगर हिम्मत होगी तो आपके दिमाग में आप अपने आप को समझा पाएंगे। एक 10 साल का बच्चा भी अपने आप को आत्मनिर्भर समझ सकता है, और एक 50 से 60 साल का व्यक्ति भी अपने आप को आत्मनिर्भर नहीं समझ सकता। ये आपके अपने दिमाग में आपकी आगे चले।
All right. It certainly is a wonderful logic. As a philosophy presented here in this study, at least, it is completely beyond reproach.
But you're not satisfied with this philosophy?
Haha, you are right, I'm not. If it stops at philosophy and cannot be brought down to a practical, scientific level, that will hold water outside the walls of this study. And in my classroom in particular, then I will be able to agree with it. You are the one who got me into Adler. Of course, making the final decision is my job, but if you're only going out the prohibitions, one must not do this and one must not do that, and so on, without indicating some other choice, I'll be at a loss as to what to do. As things stand, I can't go back to reward and punishment education. And I'm not ready to put complete faith in Adler's education either.
The answer is probably a simple one.
Sure, maybe it's simple for you because all you can say is believe in Adler, choose Adler.
No, whether or not you give up on Adler doesn't matter at this point. The most important thing to do now is to move away from the subject of education for the time being.
Move away from education?
I'm telling you this as a friend. You have been talking about education all day long, but that is not where you're. Yeah, absolutely. So we were here. You wanted to be saved through the act of saving them. Now you have to ask me that question, and we'll go on.
What did you say? What did you say?
By saving another person, one tries to be saved oneself. By passing oneself as a kind of savior, one attempts to realize one's own worth. This is one form of the superiority complex that people who cannot dispel their feelings of inferiority often fall into. And it is generally referred to as a Messiah complex. It is a mental perversion of wanting to be a Messiah, a savior of others. जब कोई गुरु बनता है और उसके पास डेप्थ नहीं होती, उसके दिमाग में ये होता है कि मैं तो गुरु बना ही रहूंगा सबका और सबको बचाने की कोशिश करूंगा. ऐसा गुरु जल्दी से आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता. आगे चलिए गुरुदीप.
Don't mess around. What are you suggesting all of a sudden?
Raising one's voice in anger in such a way is also an expression of feelings of inferiority. When one's feelings of inferiority are aroused, one tries to resolve them by using the emotion of anger.
Ah, you.
The important thing is what we will get into next. Salvation by a person who is unhappy does not overcome self satisfaction and does not make anyone happy. While you set about saving children, you are actually still in the midst of unhappiness yourself. You're hoping only to realize your own worth. And if that is the case, there is no point in bouncing around more education theory. Find happiness in your own, first of all. Otherwise, any discussion to engage in here is likely to end in a fruitless exchange of invective. Invective, just exchanging words.
Fruitless? This discussion will be fruitless?
If you are going to choose to not change things as they are, I will respect that decisions. It is fine to return to school just as you are now. But if you are going to choose to change, then today is the only day to do so. This is something that goes beyond work or education and is about questioning your life itself. Move away from discussion of education. You don't want to save the children. You are just stuck in a vortex of unhappiness and want to save yourself through education. To the youth, these words amounted to a letter of recommendation to resign that negated his entire being as an educator. I had my eyes open in Adler's shining light, and set my heart on the path of education in the face of all manner of hardship. And this is the treatment that was waiting for me. And then a thought occurred to him. I wonder if this is how people of Athens felt when they informed Socrates that he was sentenced to death. The man is too dangerous. If he is left to his own nefarious devices, the poison of nihilism will spread across the world. तो अक्सर क्या होता है, जो ग्रीक में भी हुआ, जो दृढ़ प्रतिज्ञा करके फिलोसफर होते हैं और जो गुरु बनते हैं और जो सोचते हैं उनके पास बहुत बड़ा हल है हर एक समस्या का, लोग उन्हीं को खत्म कर देते हैं। वो कहते हैं ये जो ज्ञान हमें देना चाह रहे हैं इनको जहर दे के हम खत्म कर दें ताकि ये अपना अपनी जो जिसे कहते हैं ना ज्ञान उसको ना फैला सके, क्योंकि वो उसको समझ नहीं पाते। और मैं दोबारा यहाँ पे रिपीट करूंगा और यहाँ पे मैं एक बुकमार्क लगा देता हूँ नेक्स्ट वीक के लिए कि हर एक चीज खत्म कहाँ पे होती है और शुरू कहाँ पे होती है। मैं आपको सुबह से ये चीज बता रहा हूँ इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशनशिप्स पे। हम अक्सर बोलते हैं कि हमारा काम है रीडिंग, रिफ्लेक्शन एंड मेकिंग मीनिंगफुल रिलेशनशिप्स। और अगर हम रिलेशनशिप नहीं बना पाएंगे तो हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे। हम जो भी चीज पढ़ रहे हैं, कल भैरवी के सेशन में भी मेन चीज यही थी कि हिंदुस्तान में जहां भी वहां गए उनकी रिलेशनशिप पीपल के साथ बनी। शी अंडरस्टूड द कंट्री बेटर आफ्टर दैट एंड वी आस्क्ड हर अ क्वेश्चन अबाउट हर थॉट ऑफ लव। शी एक्सप्लेन्ड कि असली प्यार कैसे बनता है। असली प्यार केवल एक तरीके से बनता है, वेयर पैशन नीड्स एजुकेशन। आप एजुकेशन को अपनी लाइफ का एक जरिया नहीं बनाए, आप एजुकेशन को इसलिए नहीं करें कि मुझे नौकरी मिल जाएगी मैं रोटी कमा लूंगा ना, तब एजुकेशन का कोई मतलब नहीं है। एजुकेशन इज फ्रेंडशिप नॉट वर्क। जब आपकी एजुकेशन के साथ दोस्ती हो जाएगी तब जो मैंने सवाल कल भैरवी से पूछा था लव के बारे में उसका आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा। गुरदीप, मैं आपसे बहुत प्यार करता हूँ। गॉड ब्लेस यू। इट्स सच अ जॉय रीडिंग विद यू। वी आर रीचिंग our year 3 of reading and your passion and dedication is commendable. You and me have read sometimes just two of us.
Thank you, sir.
And
Yeah, thank you.
bottom line is that's what matters in the world. Two people make the world. One person can't live alone. God bless you. We from the retreats and all our good wishes. We thank the lovely interns who come here to learn. My dear Vishaka, I hope you are there and listening to me. God bless you. Let me stop sharing the screen and let me just greet all the people here. Thank you, Kanak. It's such a joy to see you read. This is one of the most powerful books you will find, and I'm glad you would like to read. Over to you, Pushpendra. You want to say something?
Thank you for such an interesting session, sir.
You're always welcome. Pushpender, you are from a land from where I learned so much that I can never thank each one of you. If I mentioned this morning, if I had not taken that train to Bali on 23rd of September 2012, I wouldn't have reached here in Mayur School on 11th of April 2026. It's a long journey of almost 15 years, and we are celebrating 10 years of the retreat. Now, retreat was only designed to tell the people outside the Fab India school as to what we do right. And today, that retreat has opened our eyes and ears to the world as to what we all can do right. So, here's wishing all of you the best. Thank you, Vishaka. Give my love to Dinah ma'am in your school. I have lovely Akriti ma'am from your school with me, and I'm sure she'll carry back stories. And I'm sure next time you would want to attend the retreat. Thank you, Meenakshi. You stand by us. We are looking forward to meeting you, hopefully on Monday. And all of us here, Please enjoy whatever is left of the retreat. We are almost halfway through. I see a hand up from Pushpendra again. Pushpendra, yeah?
So, watching this session, I have understood what a student thinks like. When two teachers talk, there is a teacher's perspective. I want to share a student's perspective, what a student thinks of.
Please do.
When I was a student, I understand that everyone is chasing validation, some sort of validation. It be social, academic, or extracurricular. It takes a lot of efforts to be good at academics and extracurricular activities. And getting validation who are not good at academics or at extracurriculars, they also want validation. Just to seek that validation, they outburst in class, come with a comebacks like which is disrespectful to teachers, students, because what is glorified in nowadays is a evil character. What I see, just like take an example of Dhurandhar movie. Rahman Dakit was glorified a lot. What when a teen sees that, he seek validation like that, and it is easy to get validation like that. And what we have read that students spend a lot of time with their parents. Some sort of it is right, but we have to understand it that students also stay on social media platforms, which grooms them a lot. Just for example, do if a comedians do a audience work and bullies someone, and he gets an instant validation by clappings and shout outs, students think it is easy to get validation like it. So he tries to bully someone or do something wrong and be disrespectful. Just a minute, I have written it, what I want to share. So
Please.
just digital well-being is the thing with rooms. We have to be more cautious about what a child is spending his time on social media platforms. That is what grooms them a lot because they share their personal time with their parents very few with their phones a lot.
Yeah. Thank you, Pushpender. I think you brought up a valid point. And now I will tell you why we do these sessions. We have used social media for good. So when I went to Finland in 2019, this is what they found unique. And the beautiful part was even the World Bank Education Group gave us a commendation on how we use social media. You know, if you go onto social media, I say quite openly to everyone, there's no bigger influencer than me, even if you add up all your influence of all the 60 people in this room. But I have never used that influence in any way to negate or to cash in or to promote something. No, no, no. My idea is not that at all. My goal is very simple. When I look back the story of my life and my values and well-being, that for over 100 years we have been simply appreciating the joy of reading. And like I said this morning, my only hope is reading for a living. On that note, I bless you all. And this is the message we give through our social media platforms. So if I add up my social media reach, sorry, I'm using my, it's not good, it's not respect. It could be anything up to a 50 lakh audience through the blogs, the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel alone has about 9,000 subscribers. So what my dear Pushpinder said, yes, we spend time on social media, but also understand that social media has got the power of change. It's got the power of relationships. So we are right here. Your relationship has come about with us all thanks to the digital medium. And I said something on a closing note to someone little while back. I asked the teacher who asked me that I have limited time here. So I asked her one thing. What do you mean by AI? And pronto, she said artificial intelligence. I said, think. AI means all in. ऑल इन, आपके पास सब कुछ है, आप ढूंढ क्या रहे हो? तो ये जो वैलिडेशन का पॉइंट है, इसमें से आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। और अनफॉर्चुनेटली वैलिडेशन का पॉइंट इन मोस्ट केसेस विल टेक यू टू हार्म। जैसे हमने एग्जाम्पल पढ़ा, पीपल हर्ट देमसेल्फ टू अट्रैक्ट वैलिडेशन। The system of education, the system of rewards and punishment, that itself this book challenges. And it says that you have to have the courage to be happy without the present system. On that note, I think we've had a beautiful evening. Your time is run out totally. We've gone beyond time. Thank you, Pushpendra. Thank you, Minakshi. Thank you, Gurdeep. Thank you, Vishaka. Thank you, Sandeep's Fathom note taker, and thank you, Sandeep's otter, who never let us down. We love you all. God bless you. Khuda Hafiz. See you next week. Until then, keep reading, keep writing, keep reflecting, and build better relationships. Thank you, everybody.